Benny Sparks, a lazy pizza delivery guy with big dreams, suddenly gets a mysterious letter promising a fortune if he completes 10 strange challenges. Each challenge is funnier, crazier, and more suspenseful than the last. But someone is secretly trying to stop him. Will Benny finally rise above his fears, or will his clumsy nature ruin his one shot at success? The unopened letter. Benny Sparks was the laziest pizza delivery guy in Rivertown. He was always late, always daydreaming about being rich, and somehow always cracking bad jokes. One rainy evening, he found a thick envelope taped to his scooter's mirror. "Dear Benny, you've been chosen for a life-changing challenge. Complete all 10 tasks and claim a treasure beyond imagination. Fail, and lose your chance forever." Benny laughed. "Yeah, right. I can't even finish my gym membership." But curiosity itched at him. He tore open the letter and found a map marked with a glowing red X. He told his best friend, Maddie, a sharp-tongued coffee barista. "Treasure hunt. You'll get lost before step 1, she teased. Benny grinned. "Hey, at least I'll finally get my steps in." Despite the joke, a spark of determination lit in his eyes. For the first time, he felt like life was giving him a chance. That night, he barely slept, imagining himself as a hero, or at least a less broke delivery guy. The first challenge. The map led Benny to an abandoned library at dawn. "Great, I'm going to find ghosts instead of gold," he muttered. Inside, a dusty old parrot startled him. "Squawk. Find the Book of Courage," it screeched. Benny yelped and tripped over a chair. Maddie, who had followed to keep him from chickening out, burst into laughter. The parrot kept repeating, "Courage, courage." Benny searched the shelves until he found a heavy book titled Bravery for Beginners. When he pulled it out, a hidden compartment opened, revealing a tiny bronze key and a note. "To move forward, you must face your first fear." Maddie raised an eyebrow. "Your biggest fear is?" "Clowns," Benny admitted, shivering. "Perfect," Maddie said with a smirk. As they stepped outside, Benny saw a circus poster flapping in the wind. "Why do I feel like the universe is trolling me?" he groaned. The clown in the alley. Benny and Maddie followed the next clue to a narrow alley lit by a single flickering street lamp. There, a tall clown stood juggling flaming batons. Benny froze. "Nope, I'm out. I'll just stay poor." The clown pointed to a wooden box beside him. "Courage is the key," the clown said in a surprisingly calm voice. Maddie whispered, "It's just a guy in makeup." "Move." Benny gulped, stepped forward, and reached for the box, just as one of the flaming batons fell and set his shoelace smoking. He screamed, hopping around, smacking his shoe while the clown burst into laughter. Finally, he grabbed the box and opened it. Inside was a scroll. "Fear faced is weakness erased. Go to Willow Bridge at sunrise." Benny sighed in relief. "If all this ends with me in a circus, I'm suing somebody." The Bridge of Echoes. At dawn, Benny and Maddie arrived at Willow Bridge, which arched over a misty river. A strange man in a bright green raincoat blocked their way. "Cross the bridge without speaking," the man warned. Easy enough, until they stepped onto the creaking wood. Whispers rose from the mist. "You're a failure, Benny. Go back. Give up." Benny clenched his jaw, determined to keep silent. Maddie accidentally snorted at his serious face, and Benny nearly laughed out loud. But he pushed forward, step by step, ignoring the whispers. When they reached the other side, the man in the raincoat handed Benny a silver coin. "You passed the test of focus. But beware, the challenges will only grow harder." Benny pocketed the coin, muttering, "Focus, huh? I'm more focused on breakfast." The vanishing market. The next clue led them to Rivertown's old market, which looked deserted. Suddenly, dozens of colorful stalls appeared as if out of thin air. A cheerful vendor in a giant pineapple hat waved them over. "To find your path, you must trade something precious," he said. Benny hesitated. "Like what?" The vendor pointed to Benny's lucky pizza delivery cap. "That cap's been with me since my first job." Benny protested. Maddie grinned. "Maybe that's why you've been broke all these years." Reluctantly, Benny traded the cap for a tiny compass that glowed faintly. The vendor whispered, "Follow where it spins fastest, but beware of false turns." As they left the market, the stalls vanished again, leaving Benny staring at the compass. "I just hope this thing doesn't lead me to a pineapple farm." The compass of choices. The glowing compass spun wildly, then settled, pointing toward the forest beyond Rivertown. Great, Benny muttered. Nothing says treasure like hungry bears. Maddie rolled her eyes. At least we're getting our steps in. Free workout. They trekked into the forest until they reached a fork in the path. The compass quivered, spinning between two trails. A wooden sign stood there. The easy way or the brave way. Choose wisely. Benny scratched his head. Easy sounds good. Brave sounds scary. Maddie nudged him. You didn't come this far to quit now. Brave it is. As they stepped onto the braver path, the ground trembled, and a hollow voice whispered from the trees. Only those who trust their heart will pass. The path twisted and turned like a maze. Benny's nerves were fraying. Finally, they reached a huge fallen log blocking their way. Benny sighed. Guess we turned back. Maddie interrupted. Or you climb over it. Benny groaned but scrambled up the log, slipping twice before managing to jump down the other side. To his surprise, the compass glowed brighter. Maddie grinned. See? You're stronger than you think. Benny smiled sheepishly. Or clumsier than the log expected. The river of reflection. The compass led them to a wide, slow-moving river. A wooden raft floated near the shore with a note pinned to it. Cross without fear. Your doubts will weigh you down. Benny stepped onto the raft, and it immediately tilted to one side. Yep, I'm doomed, he muttered. Maddie laughed. Relax. The water isn't even deep. Halfway across, Benny heard voices in the rippling water. Who do you think you are? You're just a pizza guy. You'll never change. Benny's stomach nodded. He gripped the edge of the raft, reminding himself why he started. I'm doing this to prove I'm more than that, he whispered. The water stilled, the voices faded, and the raft glided smoothly to the opposite shore. Maddie clapped. That's the spirit. On the riverbank, they found another scroll tucked into a glass bottle. Courage grows when you face your reflection. Next, seek the Silent Bell Tower. Benny groaned. Silent Bell Tower? Is it haunted or just cheap on maintenance? The Silent Bell Tower. By dusk, they reached an ancient stone tower rising above the town's edge. The heavy wooden doors creaked open as they approached. A carved sign read, "Ring the bell to reveal the next path, but only in silence." Benny frowned. How do you ring a bell silently? Inside, the spiral stairs seemed endless. Halfway up, Benny slipped on a loose stone, yelping loudly. The whole tower trembled as if warning them. Maddie whispered, "Shoo, we'll get kicked out by a ghost." They climbed more carefully, finally reaching the massive bronze bell. A velvet rope hung beside it, glowing faintly. Benny gently tugged the rope, and instead of a clang, the bell released a soft, humming note that vibrated through the air. A hidden compartment opened at the base, revealing a golden feather. On it was inscribed, "For every weight you shed, you rise higher." Benny tucked the feather into his jacket. Cool. Now we're collecting random shiny stuff like RPG characters, he joked. The shadows warning. The feather pointed them toward the outskirts of town, where the hills met the dark sky. As they climbed the rocky trail, a tall figure stepped out from behind a boulder. Its face was hidden beneath a hood. Benny Sparks, the figure said in a deep, raspy voice. Turn back while you can. The final challenge isn't meant for fools. Benny gulped, but tried to sound brave. Yeah? Well, I've been called worse. The figure laughed, a chilling sound, and vanished into the wind, leaving behind a single black stone. Maddie frowned. Creepy. But you're not backing out now, right? Benny picked up the stone. Nope. I'm too close. Besides, I already gave away my lucky cap. I can't quit now. The compass and the feather glowed together, lighting a narrow trail up the hill. Let's finish this, Benny said, though his legs felt like jelly. Maddie smiled. For a guy who used to nap during lunch breaks, you've come a long way. The treasure within. At the hilltop stood a simple wooden chest. Benny hesitated. That's it. No lasers? No dragons. Maddie nudged him forward. Go on. Open it. With trembling hands, Benny lifted the lid, only to find it empty except for a small folded note. His heart sank. Seriously? I faced clowns and talking parrots for this. Maddie picked up the note and read aloud. The true treasure isn't gold or jewels. It's the courage, wisdom, and determination you've found along the way. You are now ready to shape your own destiny. Benny blinked, then slowly grinned. I guess that means I'm richer than I thought. At that moment, the ground beneath the chest shifted, revealing a hidden compartment with a modest but real pouch of gold coins. Maddie laughed. Guess they didn't want you to leave empty-handed. Benny held up the pouch with a triumphant smile. Not bad for a lazy pizza guy, huh? As the sun rose behind them, Benny felt something new, confidence. He'd faced fears, made hard choices, and found not just treasure, but a purpose. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed Benny's crazy journey, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more funny, suspenseful, and motivational stories every week. Your support keeps the adventure alive.